Hello YouTube. So today I bring you a very good and interesting review. So I've taken a few weeks to actually get my hands on the new Barista Hustle Autocomb and test it against the Weber Workshops Moonraker. I think they are both really good tools, but aimed for very different user groups, So let's dive straight into it. Okay, so here we have both tools. I think we should start with the Moonraker first, as this is the first tool I got. The build quality is very good, as most of all Weber Workshops tools, It has like a felt pad on the bottom, so it sits nice on the counter. The weight is very nice, The only few things I found that maybe I'm just being nitpicky, but when you're paying almost $300 or actually more for this tool, delivered, is that the glass doesn't seem to be properly seated. If you see over here, there's a bigger gap than here on this side. You might not be able to tell that much, but there is, I don't know, probably like a millimeter here, and here is quite flush, And you see how it sits flush here and it opens. So I've reached to Weber about this, and we'll see what they say, Okay, so the tool has this base where you put it there. As you can see, I've used it a lot. You turn it and it spins spirographically. So, the concept is that the needles will pretty much never go over the same path, Every needle, some of them are thicker than the other ones, and you can swap them. You just pull them out, and they are magnetically attached. And the good thing is that they're easy to pull out, and you can actually push them in, and you use a standard needle that you can change. So this is very nice, very easy to put them together and take them apart for cleaning. The concept is that once we're going to do a proper extraction later, but once you have your grounds here, you put it up and you spin it. One thing I found is that this becomes fairly, annoying, and probably will give you some kind of repetitive strain injury after using for a long time. So what I found a better way is to just put in your finger here and spin in this way. You just have to make sure that everything is quite clean, because if not, the tool will not spin properly. Another way is that you can put both fingers and kind of grab the tool there, so you can spin a bit more easily and in a more secure fashion, So if you only keep one finger there, I've had it that I pushed it out and almost dropped it. I find this makes a very consistent job. One thing I had in the beginning was that the tool, I was spinning it like 10 times, and that was too much, I was getting like a mount here on the sides. So I reached to Weber, and they said, you don't need to spin that much. So I'm spinning like 5 times, and that seems to work well. The only issue I have with this, and if you've seen our reviews, I fully agree with them, is the base, and the workflow. You have to be super careful when putting it back, because if not, you are going to bend needles, So that's, even I make coffee for myself and my family, so I don't make tons of coffee. I'm not in a commercial setting. And even so, I have bent some needles. So that's one thing to keep in mind, I wouldn't use this for a commercial setting at all. It will just not work. You will bend tons of needles and go through them like crazy, So that's one thing for you to keep in mind. It works nice, it looks good. It gets fingerprints, of course. This is glass, but it's fairly easy to clean. I use a tool. Let me see if I can grab it from here. So this tool I used to use for cameras, and you can just blow it there, and you can clean, most of the coffee grounds that stick on the inside of the glass. So this is a fairly cheap tool, a Giotto air blower, I guess. I got it on Amazon a long time ago, and you can clean on the inside of the gears and the glass, you know, for you know, just to keep it nice and spinning very easily. All right, so now for the Autocomb. This thing is clearly built for a commercial setting, you know. This is like probably polycarbonate. This is aluminum. Also here it's a sturdy plastic, all aluminum. And it just looks very, very sturdy. You keep it like this on the counter. It has a protection from the needles, so the needles are never touching the floor or the counter. You're not going to be bending any needles. And you grab it like this, just like I did. Come here, and you just pull it up, and the needles, you know, retract, go up and down when you lay it back. And you pull it up this way. You take your portafilter, you put it here, and with this finger you push it there. You know, so you lay it down and you can spin it. Again, so very easy to use. You put it there, put it down, and you spin it with your palm. I think that it's a very well built tool. Barista Hustle advertised it as pretty much indestructible. And I haven't dropped it yet. I'll try to take care of my stuff, but it looks like it's definitely going to survive a few drops compared to the Moonraker, which is more of a very high-end precision watch that I'm quite sure that if I drop this, it's going to break, you know. Apart from 100% sure that all the needles are going to bend, this is something for you to take care of. The Autocomb seems to be, you know, built for daily use and, you know, just commercial use where you're going to sometimes get it dropped on the floor, or you're going to hit it with some, you know, against the counter and so on. So let's go to prepare a few shots, all right? Okay, so let's get some shots going. We're going to use a Caramello roast from Cafe Quinto over here. And this smells wonderful, you know. It's a very, very nice bean. It's roasted, it's a meat roast, so fairly light. Not as light as you can go, but definitely it's not dark at all, you know. Very, very good at acidity. So we're going to go for 19 grams. And we're going to use the Lagom 01 for this. So Lagom 01, I've tried it for some time, and you really don't need any, you don't need any RDT, you know. So I just keep this here for the Weber Workshops key, but for Lagom, no need for that. So that's the outer perch doing its thing. We're going to just flick it a few times, and then you have some very, very fluffy and nicely looking grounds. So let's use the Autocomb first, you know, and we put this here, and we'll see how we're going to work with this. The good thing with a sorry, I said Autocomb, but it's a Moonraker. With a Moonraker is that you can put it on a base like this and just put it there. And let's do 5 turns. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull it out. As you see, the grounds are very well distributed, fairly fluffy. And then I just, you know, drop it. And I will use my tamper, which is sitting over there. And we get a very nice vase to start with. I normally use, for pulling a shot, this S-Works screen. So it goes there, and it goes into the descent. Okay, so let's go for the shot. We're going for a 19 in, 45 out with a lever profile. There was a bit of splurting, some channeling going on, but I don't think it's anything too bad. Okay, so the shot looks very nice, thick, very good crema, and let's try it. I should just use a spoon, but let's just give it a try. Very nice. High acidity, which I tend to like. That probably I would make it a bit longer next time. However, the taste is just there. You know, it's quite nice if you like a more acidic type of bean. Okay, so our second shot will be with using the Barista Hustle Autocomb. So again, 19 grams in. That was fairly close. So there, 19 grams in. Flicking it again. And we go with the Autocomb now. So we pull it up with these two fingers. We put it just here. Now we can use our thumb to pull it into the hooks here. And we drop it in. Of course, we should have to try to keep it level. We can use this surface. It doesn't fit. You just have to hold it there, you know. And we spin it like this. One thing that I want to show you, we'll see if we can see this in video, you know, is that I found, it's not an issue, but just something to keep in mind, is that if you go too fast, all the grounds spin. This happens way more with a more traditional basket, the ones that are very curved. It doesn't really happen with a flat-edged baskets, at least in my case it didn't. This is an 18 grams IMS basket, so it's fairly shallow, and also it has a curve, a lot of curves. So if I spin it fast, everything spins, you know. So one thing that I've seen on Barista Hustle videos that you can restart the process if you just kick it sideways, and then you go a bit slower, you know. If you see there in the as in the video, it doesn't spin anymore like the entire grounds, you know. The needles just move, you know. And to take it out, you just twist it again and up. And take a look at that. Very, very nice, fluffy grounds. And of course, if you do this in a level surface, it will come out way nicer. But again, I think that just to give you a quick show, you can see that this is a very, very good tool. Even though I think I like aesthetically the Moonraker, if I have to keep one, it would probably be this one, you know. I just think it's faster and works easy, like more easily than the Moonraker. So let's try this shot and see how it comes, you know, because it might look good, but it might not work nicely, you know. So let's see. Again, flat and nice, and we're going to put our screen on top, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I want to give you another angle. Let's see how it turns out this time, you know. Same profile, same amount of output, so we're just using a different WDT tool. oops, some, as you saw, there was some squirting too. I'm not getting this much squirting on daily use. It might be it's due to the fact that I'm, using some tripods over here, and I'm not actually working on top of the of my preparation. So it could be that, or it could be just the variations that normally happen on a setup, But all in all, I think they both work fairly well, I won't say that there are an extremely large difference from using a traditional WDT tool like this one. I'll show you. I wouldn't say that it's such a big difference to spend 200 or over 300. But if you have to go for one, and if you really want to try these new tools, I would probably go for the Barista Hustle one. I think it's money better spent than on the Moonraker. Aesthetically, like me, you probably can prefer this one, but I think that how it works, this is just nicer to use, and output-wise or performance-wise, they're pretty much the same. I can't see one winning over the other one. Even though this is not a spirographic, and theoretically it goes over the same spots more times than this one, which doesn't really go on top of the same spots. But to be honest, I don't find much difference. And clearly not enough difference to justify changing one of these traditional tools. I think that the biggest difference for me was using thinner needle compared to the thicker needles I was using before. So that was a good change. But apart from that, I really can't see too much of a difference. Both of these work amazingly. They are probably high-end accessories. But when you are going for a high-end setup, I think that it's a nice tool to have, So let me know in the comments if you want me to try something else or do a deeper dive into my setup or some kind of test that you would like me to try. Take care.